Okay, we're going live. Hello, YouTube. Good morning. Hello, Spotify, because now we're there too. My name is Bruna. I am your hostess today. This is TNT. TNT is a platform where we come to communicate in English, Spanish, French, Italian. It's a safe place. We're not here to correct each other, just to practice. This is not a class. This is an immersion. So basically, we're just going to talk. There isn't anyone to teach or to correct, as I said. But even though this is not a class, we're going to learn a lot from this experience. We're live on YouTube, so all the meetings, the immersions are broadcasted on YouTube. And that's it. We also have classes here on TNT if you want to get to know more, if you want to get classes with a teacher, material, correction, and everything. You can go to our website, talkandtalk.com.br. Well, guys, so let's get started. I'm going to share the article with you. So, oops, I shared the wrong page. Okay, now we're sharing the right one. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. So I'm going to ask you to read, let me see the number of paragraphs we have here. Maybe each one of you can read four paragraphs. Yeah. Okay, so let's go. Rodrigo, can you start reading the first 4 paragraphs from here and to here?
Okay. Study 7 hours of sleep ideal in middle to old age. 7 hours may be the ideal amount of time for people in middle and old age to sleep. New feature suggests in a study from the University of Cambridge and China's Fudan University, nearly 500,000 British adults between the ages of 38 and 73 complete surveys about their sleep. Many also completed cognitive tests, and about a 30 completed a survey on their mental health and well-being. The results showed that participants who said they sleep an average of about 7 hours a day did best in the cognitive test, had the lowest symptom of anxiety and depression, and had the highest feeling of well-being. Even those who sleep more than 7 hours did not do as well as those who sleep 7. For every hour that you moved away from 7 hours, you got worse. Study co-author Barbara Sarakia told The Guardian.
Great, thank you so much. Katiana, can you just finish? So from
Yes.
from here to here.
Okay. Brain scans done on almost 40,000 participants showed that the areas of the brain most affected by sleep included the memory center. However, Sahakian said the researchers are not yet sure why too much sleep could have a negative effect. Although one idea was that people might spend longer in bed if they sleep poorly and wake up a lot. However, Russian Foster, a sleep expert at the University of Oxford, who did not take part in the study, disagree with these results, telling CNN that the ideal amount of sleep is different for everyone and that one size does not fit all. Shaken said that getting a good night sleep is important for people of all ages. Aiden, I think it's important as getting is the exercise.
Great job. Thank you so much. So I think now we can start with this information. This researcher, right? Barbara Sahakian. I don't know how to pronounce her name. So we have here, when we sleep an average of 7 hours, we have best cognitive tests, lowest symptoms of anxiety and depression, and highest feelings of well-being. Basically, we need to sleep 7 hours, right? So I think now we can start introducing ourselves, and we're going to move to the questions. So, Kachi, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes. I'm a Catiana. I live in Vitória, Espírito Santo, and I have 38 years, and I'm an engineer. I work with new projects at in the oil and gas company at Petrobras, and I work with engineer. I think it's 15 years, and I have a daughter. My daughter, the name of my daughter is Ana Carolina, and I love sports. I love running in the morning, and I do avenue canoe in the morning because I wake up very early every day, and I think it's a little things about me.
That's great. That's a lot of information. I didn't know you have a daughter. I didn't remember this information. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Rodrigo, what about you?
My name is Rodrigo. I'm 38 too, and I live in Diadema, that's near a middle city near São Paulo. Okay, and I live in an apartment with my wife. I work as a developer consulting. Okay, and I have no kids, and I have one cat.
That's awesome. Very good. So just before we start, my name is Bruna. I live in São Paulo. I work as a teacher. And also as a community manager here on TNT. What else? I'm trying to do exercises just like Kachi and to be healthier. Not easy, but I'm trying. I'm doing my best. I like dancing, sleeping. So this topic is just perfect for me. And I also love eating candies, sweet food, all these delicious stuff. I love it. Okay, now we're ready to start. So let's see the first one. How many hours of sleep do you typically get per night, Rodrigo?
I sleep maybe 8 hours, 7, 8 hours per night.
Is it enough for you? Like,
yes, it's enough, and I hardly wake up at the night to go to bathroom, or I sleep all the night.
that's good. On the weekends, do you usually sleep the same amount or you sleep more or less?
Yes, on the weekend I sleep less. I wake up early, went to the, I don't know, fairs, fair.
Yeah.
Yes, so I prefer to wake up early and enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, it's like going to the maybe the I have already seen Feira as fair, but also as open street market. I usually say like this, yeah. What is good is that like when you go earlier, the fruits and the vegetables are better, right? The quality, and you can also have pastel, so amazing.
Yeah,
That's great. Thanks for sharing. Kat, what about you? How many hours of sleep do you typically get?
Generally, I get 7, some days 6 hours, because I go to the bed very early. Usually I go to the bed 80, 90, and I wake up 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Yes, it's very early, and because I'm a how to say, I'm the morning person. I love wake up in the morning, reading a book, stay with my coffee, have a listen and listen do my meditation, and after this I go to the gym and running, or go to the street and running, or do to the beach and running. I'm a morning person, and I love I love wake up very early in the morning. It's because it's my best productive hours in the day, because in the night I'm not a person. My brain don't work in the night, for example. Sorry, in the night my brain don't work. It's difficult for me.
That's interesting. Like you wake up at 5, sometimes 4. I wish I could, but I think I still need to go to bed earlier. When I have the chance to go to bed earlier, then I can wake up earlier too, right? So it's hard. Like sometimes I want to go to bed at midnight and wake up at 5 to go to the gym, but it's impossible.
Yes. Where your brains don't fall in your body.
Yeah,
It's not
that's it.
possible, because your body and your mind think it needs a time for relax.
Yeah,
It's necessary.
you're right. You're totally right. Yeah, but usually I sleep around from 6 to 7 hours. This is the time I usually go to bed at 11, and I wake up at 6:30, 7. Yeah, around 6 or 7 hours. Uh, Sometimes 8. It really depends on the day. And Kat, I didn't ask you something about the weekend. Do you usually wake up early too on the weekend? Is your routine the same?
Yes, yeah, it depends of my daughter. So when it's possible, I wake up early and read and do other things, and after this I running in the beach, because I love the stay with the nature in the weekend, because I work at home, and in the weekend I if it's possible I stay outside of my house all the time.
I feel
So
you.
yes, I stay since 2020 work at home. I love home office, but I need the other places see the movement in the city.
I
And
feel you.
in the weekends, for example, I enjoy these moments outside my house, and it is usually I wake up very early. I go to the, how do you say, feira?
Open street market.
Open street market, and I eat one pastel. I love it. Love it. With my daughter and my husband. My husband don't like this idea in the weekend, and say, in the weekend I need sleep more. Because my daughter is very similar me.
I got you. How old
Yeah,
is she?
5. 5.
5. That's good.
She completed 5 years last weekend.
Ah, that's amazing. Okay, very good.
Yes, and she's very excited in the morning. And when you have a kid, it's necessary you stay with the kid in the park, in the other
Yeah.
things, or do exercise and put the energy for the world. Because
Yes.
if you don't see these things, you're
Yeah, definitely. Very good. Thanks for sharing, Kat. Okay, I think we can move on to the next one then. Do you tend to fall asleep quickly? If not, share with us what do you do to sleep easier, and to fall asleep. Rodrigo, can you start?
Yes, of course. I sleep easily when the time I'm to sleep went, and in the day I can fall asleep easily, but at night about 10, 11 hour, 11 o'clock, I sleep quick.
That's good. Is it always like this, or like there are some days that you can't?
Yeah, depends of the day. If I had some problems in the day, maybe I take more time for sleep. I sleep.
Do you usually do in these on these hard days? Do you usually do anything to fall asleep? Like listen to something, read to something, or you just let it go?
Oh, sorry, I don't understand.
I
Can you
will say
repeat?
again, on these days that you can't sleep because you had, I don't know, a difficult day, do you
Okay.
usually do something like listen to music or read a book just to let these feelings go?
Okay.
Do you do something
Okay.
or not?
Yes, I try to do something in on the bed, like uh, listening music or watch TV or put a series that I like so much for for to forget these problems.
Very good. Me too. Yes, I usually fall asleep really quick, but just like you, if I don't know if I had a busy day, a lot of thought, or if I use my cell phone, I think the cell phone really impacts me at the time I'm going to bed. If I'm checking social media, I think it takes more time for me to fall asleep. But usually it's okay. And if it's too hard, if it's a busy day, if I'm having problems, I usually listen to some nature sounds, like sounds of the rain or the trees. There is a nice playlist on Spotify. Then I I just listen to it for a while to get calmer. Kat, what about you? Do you tend to fall asleep quickly?
Yes, I sleep very quickly. Uh, I put my I put my body in the bed, and usually in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I sleep very well. Uh, I I sleep like a stone.
I feel you. Yes, I totally feel you.
Eu durmo como uma pedra, mas assim, I think it's more easy for speaking because I don't stay with the cell phone in the night. It's usually because when you stay in cell phone, your brain continues the movement. And in the night, for example, for me, it's more easy reading a book or listen music, or sometimes listen a book in English, but I prefer don't stay with the cell phone in my hand
You're
because
right. Yes,
And
it's not the best solution.
and don't see the movies with many movements in the night, for example, with zombies, with different kinds of things, because probably my brain continues this movement and I don't sleep well. I dream with it. I have the nightmare with this. I am a quiet person and I prefer stay quiet in the night before I sleep very quickly with this.
Gotcha. Yeah, there are some researchers show the impact of the cell phone at night. It's not that good. Just like you said, our brain keeps working, so we shouldn't be with our cell phones. Well, guys, just like you, me too, I also fall asleep quickly, as I said. So let's go to the next one. Kachi, can you read, please, number 4 and answer?
4.
Yeah.
How have your sleeping habits changed over the years? However, your sleeping habits change over these years. Yes, for me, these habits change a lot because after I have a kid, my sleep is very, how do you say, is very heavy. And
Light. It was light.
it's light because when you have a daughter, we are for example, when my daughter have 1 month, I don't sleep. I stay like a zombie because I stay for long years with a very light sleep uh, because sometimes she stay sick. And now my daughter have 5 years. It's more easy now, but my sleepy change in these years. Change a lot in these years because when I have a daughter, I don't sleep. I stay like a zombie. After 1 year, for example, I sleep a little more. And after 2, I sleep, and now I sleep. But sometimes, for example, when I stay sick in this evening, in this week, for example, my daughter have a flow, a very flow. Stay very flow. And for example, I don't sleep well in this weekend.
Yes, the impact of a child in the mother's sleeping time, really difficult. Yeah, but she after some time, like she is getting older, and it will be better. She won't need you that much, right?
Yeah, my mother, when I am pregnant, my mother says, "You never sleep more like this." And now I think it's very real this.
That's real. Very
It's
good.
very real.
Yeah. Rodrigo, what about you? Is there any change in your sleeping habits?
Yes, yes. In my case, I I had changed my habits, and when I was younger, I I went to bed early, early no, late night, and I sleep until the the 11 or 1 hour or 1 p.m. Okay, something like that. More than 10 hours, and now I went to bed early and wake up early too. Okay.
Yes, I think when we are younger, it's easier for us to go to bed too late, right? And to wake up late too. It's a crazy routine, right? And maybe we don't feel the impacts, right, in our body that much, like, because nowadays if I go to bed too late, I wake up like really tired.
Yeah,
So it is really important to, like, now that we are adults, right, it's good to have this routine. Even in the weekends, guys, I'm just like you, I always wake up early. And I think it is important when I go out, like on Saturday, for example, and I wake up late on Sunday. On Monday, I'm tired, like I'm exhausted. It's like the body couldn't rest enough, right? So
yes, yes.
it's really,
You
really
you
important.
always are tired.
Yes, that's it. You summarized pretty well. You're always tired. Let's see the next. Rodrigo, can you please read number 5?
Yes. How often would you say you get a good night's sleep? Um, Nowadays it's hard. I say this because I sleep well, but some some years ago I I say this often, many times. How many times? Okay.
So like nowadays, you can say you get a good night of sleep,
Yes, nowadays I have a good night.
but in the past it wasn't that good.
Yes,
I got you. Very good. Kat, what about you?
Mm, I think probably 4, 5. I think it's 5. It depends of my where I think it's after I'm a mother. My sleep it no depends something about me. It depends about my daughter, but it's usually when everything is okay. I have a 7 day okay with the sleep and sleep very well. But um in this month, June, July, August, it's a very difficult time of the year for the kids, because the when the kid have a flow in in this week, and after 50, 20 days have others, and in this time of the year it's no a good a good time for sleeping, because it's very common the kid is stay sick, and the mothers don't sleep more, don't sleep very well in this time.
Definitely. And now that I don't know in your city, but the weather is changing a lot. Like some days are like it's getting colder and then hot and cold and hot. Like it's really confusing. And then their immune system suffers a little bit, right?
And
Yeah.
yes, it's very crazy. For example, now it's a very beautiful day in Victoria. It's probably a sunny day. But for example, last Friday, it's a sunny day like today. But in the end of the day, the weather is very changed. Running a lot and stay cold. It's crazy. I love this weather. I love autumn and winter. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
And
no, I got you. I totally feel you. Just like me, I I think I can say nowadays I I usually have good nights sleep. Yeah, I it's just like I told you guys, it's easy for me to sleep, and I can sleep easily everywhere. So I most of the time in my life I've had good night's sleep, so it's okay. I'm going to skip, guys, to number 7. Do you agree that one size does not fit all when it comes to sleep? Like in the article, she was in the last paragraph, there's a doctor, and he said that in not just about 7 hours, that it depends on each person. Do you agree with this? What do you think? Can you start? Kat, please.
I agree with this because I think the quantity of the hours, it depends of the person. For example, for me, when I have a good night and I sleep very well, 6 hours, it's okay for me. When I sleep 8 hours, I stay very slowly. But when I have a good night and sleep very well, 6 hours, it's very good because I wake up and do many things, and my brain stay 100 kilometers for hours. But for other persons, for example, for my husband, if they have a 6 hours, the man don't don't move in the door during the day. It depends of the person. I think it's no a rules. It depends of the body with the person.
Yes, totally feel you. Totally feel you. Yeah, that's so real. Like for me, I can sleep. I can sleep a lot of hours, but like my mother, she can't too. So for her, like I don't know, 6 hours is enough. And then she wake up um and it's okay for her. But like my father, if we let them, he can get in bed for a long time and sleep a lot for a lot of hours. So I agree that it depends. What do you think, Rodrigo?
Yes, I totally agree with you. And the some people who sleep too much when wake up is what lazy, and others feel better. And for me, I think is 7, 8 hours, 6 or 7, 8 hours is enough. If I sleep more than this, I wake up late.
Yes, totally feel you. Yes, very good. Let's see the next one. This is a good one. Do you have any tips for getting a good night's sleep, Rodrigo?
I don't know. Maybe make exercise. I think it's a good tip to go to sleep when your body is tired, and even you have something in your mind. I think it will help you to sleep. That's it.
Yes, doing exercise is a great thing. It helps a lot. We get tired, right? And then we can sleep better, right? And it's pretty good for our body. Totally
Yeah.
agree with you. Kachi, what about you?
I have a tip. And I think a cup of tea, it's a good thing in the night because I think if you have a book and stay far away for the cell phone with a book and a cup of tea, I think it's more easy for you relax and sleep very well.
Cup of tea, that's a great tip too. We were talking about the books too, right? You told us about reading a book. It is important. And it's interesting because I had a class yesterday and we were talking about this, about sleeping and everything. And we watched the video, and the researcher, I don't know if she's a scientist, but she was sharing the importance in our body too of having a good night of sleep, like for the immune system, to our mind, some nice nice impacts. um, she also talked about meditation. So this may be something else, right? To meditate, to relax a little bit, to do some mindfulness exercises, like to concentrate and to focus in this moment. I think it can help a lot. Let's see the next, guys. When was the last time you felt sleep deprived? Kat.
For me, it's very more speak. It's very speaky. It's more easy to speak about this. When my daughter born, I don't sleep. It's very crazy. I stay wake up during the day, and during the night I don't sleep well, and it's very crazy. I stay like a zombie for I think it 3 or 4 months, and it's difficult. It's very when I remember that time, I it's very difficult for me uh, because I don't sleep and I don't stay okay with this because I stay very tired because it's difficult because your need is stay feeling well for stay with the kid, with the daughter, with the children, but if you don't sleep, it's probable you don't feel well, and it's difficult. I think it's the most difficult in the maternity. My husband stay with me many times and work a lot with my daughter, but for example, the how do you say amamentar? And I don't remember.
I think it's breastfeeding.
But breastfeeding is with the with the mother, and the breastfeed during the night.
Yes, I can. Yes, and a lot of I've heard already a lot of mothers saying that it is kind of lonely, because they are there, right? And they are like they are the only ones who can do it, right? So sometimes the man is just sleeping and they are there with their child, and I can imagine it's a bit lonely sometimes, right? Yeah, mainly at night we are more sensitive, right? I can imagine it's difficult. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Rodrigo, what about you? When was the last time you fell sleep deprived?
Um, I don't I don't know if I understand very well the sleep deprived. It's 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 something like you don't worry. Yeah.
It's like when you don't sleep, that you,
Don't sleep.
yeah.
Don't sleep well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you spend
Okay.
some time without sleep.
Okay. I think on on Monday, my father-in-law, I think is that he went to the hospital and he was in the UTI. Okay. And I don't sleep very well in that night. And I think it's the last time I feel depressed. Yes.
Got you. Yes, I
Okay.
totally got you. Very good. Thank you for sharing. Uh,
Okay.
it's bad this hospital time. It's really complicated, right?
Yeah.
Needed to be there, and uh, at the hospital we never sleep well, right? We are always worried about the things that are happening, everything. It's really difficult. Very
Okay.
good. And for me, I don't remember. I think I'm having good sleepy nights. I've been sleeping pretty well. Yeah, I really don't remember. Even when I go to bed late, when I go to a party or something like this, I can sleep better the next day. So I'm not feeling this way too. So yeah, lucky. I've been lucky. And the last one, what's the longest you've ever gone without sleep, Rodrigo?
The longest. Let me think. I remember once I have a trip. I had a trip, and I have a connection that had I think 5 or 6 hours, and in totally the trip I spent maybe 20 hours. Okay, so I I lost one night, only one night.
20,
What?
20 hours?
Yes.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. I can imagine. I can imagine
Yeah.
that's a lot of time. Yeah. Very good. What about you, Kanch? The the night or that you gone without sleep the longest?
I think it's similar, Rodrigo. When I travel, the last vacation, I don't sleep. I think for 24 hours, because I have 3 connections between Brazil, German, and after Portugal, and it's very crazy because I lost the flight in the Rio de Janeiro, and after this the others schedules, I think is schedules. It's very crazy, and I stay during one day uh, and one in the airport. It's very crazy.
Oh gosh, I've never had this experience at the airport, but for me it wasn't when I had a sleepover at a friend's house. We decided to not to sleep during the night, and then the next day my mother she asked me to go to 25 de Março. Like the ones who are from São Paulo know this is a famous street here. Like, and then I left the party really tired. Like I didn't sleep at all. Then I needed to go to 25 de Março. It was crazy. I was really, really tired. Guys, I think the only one we didn't answer was number um, five. No, I'm sorry, number 6. Then the question is, would you agree that a good night's sleep is as important as getting exercise? Let's also like tell me about your exercise routine if you do it too. Can you start, Rodrigo?
Yeah. I think it's important too, um, because it's healthy for our body. Okay, so we need to sleep and do exercise. I don't do exercise a lot, and when before the pandemic, I play soccer every week and sometimes go to the gym. But even even 2020, I stopped, and now I just work from home and study English and sleep. That's my one. I do something only in the weekend, and I need to practice more sports and do exercise. I think with that.
Yeah, it is really important. And Rodrigo, then you should start doing exercises again, and following this because it's really,
Yeah,
really important. Yeah, it's really
yeah.
important.
It's difficult once you stop, and you need to come back. It's difficult, more difficult.
Yes, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, I know it's hard, because we have like a busy life, and it's hard to find, I don't know, to find sometimes, or to find an activity we like, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I totally feel you. Kachi, what about you? What do you think? Is it as good as doing exercises?
I think for me, for example, for me the exercise it's the best thing in the morning because I running, for example, before the class I running for 1 hour, and my brain stay very fast now. But in the night, for example, for me, these things don't working because if I running in the night, it's probable I stay very my brains and my body stay continue this movement, and it's probable I don't sleep well. I think the exercise is very important because your secret many hormones and other things, and for example serotonin and other kinds of hormones, and it's probably will stay very happiness and more productive during the day. And for me, for example, this is the best thing. But for other kind of person, the people don't work, don't the body don't work in the morning. And it's I think it's depends of the person, but I think the exercise and do exercise it's very necessary for all the people, the old all of ages.
Yes, it is really, really important. And at the same time, I don't know from you, we can talk about it because we still have some time, but sometimes I feel that when I was younger, I had a bigger pleasure when I was doing exercises than I have when I got older, like, I don't know, the feeling was different, you know. How was, Rodrigo, how was your relationship with sports when you were younger? Have you played any team sports when you were younger? How was it for you, this relationship with exercises?
Yes, I had a team, soccer, um, soccer, né? Soccer, and I play every every day, and I play with skates and skateboards too, the both. And I think it, it is.
That's good. Yeah, skateboard. I've always wanted to skateboard, but I am a bit afraid. Uh, there are some skateboards here. It's really nice. I really wanted to give it a try. I'm just postponing it.
Uh,
So that's it. And you, Katya, how was your relationship with exercise when you were younger? Did you
When
always do
I I
exercise?
I love exercise, and when I when I when I was younger, I do other kinds of sports. For example, the swim. I swim a lot of during during my graduate, and every day I swim for 1 hour, 2 hours, and in that time I'm very, how do you say, magra? I'm very
Thin.
Yeah.
yes, it's very thin, very thin, because I love swim, and in that time I swam a lot, and I remember other sports I love. It's capoeira. I love capoeira. When I was a teenager, I practical capoeira a lot, and I love this sport. But for example, in Vitória now it's not common. I don't have the opportunity for do this kind of sports next to my house, for example. I looking for this for my daughter, because my daughter loves sports, and I think the capoeira it's about agility and understand your body and respect the body of the opponent. But in now in Vitória it's no a common sports. And when I was teenager, I like capoeira and swam.
Yes, me too. I also, when I was younger, not, I think I wasn't a teenager, but I was like a child, around 7 or 8. I also took swimming classes and capoeira classes, and it was really nice. Just like you said, I don't know, it's really nice, the not just the exercise itself, but the respect, discipline, right? This is really important. I think all these arts, like capoeira, Muay Thai, all these styles of exercises, they teach us a lot too about discipline, about respecting our instructor. It was really, all of them were really important for me in these ways. Guys, I think that's it. Would you like to add anything? Or we are running out of time. I will share with you the link to the survey. I really hope you have a great day. Please don't forget to rate the meeting, share the topics you want to talk in the future. Next week, Dai is back, so today I was just replacing her. It was really nice talking to you. I'd like to thank you so much for coming. Have a great day. And that's it. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Have
See
a
you
nice
next time.